The prison system in Kentucky is in the middle of a major scandal. The probe by a newspaper has revealed more than 24 employees were caught having sex with inmates over a 16-month period. Two of those workers in trouble are behind me on the screen, Trista Fox and Amanda Kolka. Earlier this month, Kolka, who is in on the right, was charged with third-degree sodomy. She allegedly had been getting it on with an inmate half her age. Fox, on the left, was charged with third-degree rape in December of 2022, after another officer claims to have found her sexing an inmate. Overall, the investigation found, take a look at this, 59 cases of worker-inmate sexual offenses in 5 years. This is, of course, is a reminder that inmates are not able to consent to sex. Even if they say it, it doesn't matter. My next guests say they're glad to see the covers being blown off these kinds of crimes. Our guests are here on the Factor Uncensored. Glad to see you both. You guys know what it's like to be incarcerated and to see this free-for-all going on in prison. Your thoughts about the problems that we have seen in this article, and is it disturbing to you? Marcy, let's begin with you.
It's not disturbing. It's disturbing that this kind of thing is just now coming out, and I'm happy to see it in the public's eye. The more people that are talking about it and bringing an awareness to this type of thing is just a good thing to help resolve it, right?
And when you spent your time behind bars, did you see anything like this? Did you witness anything like this?
Absolutely. I was obviously housed on a female unit, so it was a different kind of violence than I think men see on their units, but absolutely inappropriate relationships with officers bringing in contraband, absolutely sexual harassment. And anytime an officer that's in power has a relationship with someone with no power, zero power, that's rape, and it happens all the time.
All right, Khalil, your thoughts on what you have seen behind bars.
Thank you very much. I think the big underlying issue here, just like what Marcy is saying, is this systematic in the prison system as whole of correctional officers taking advantage of inmates, whether being male or female. I mean, even in a federal prison last year in Dublin, California, where they called it Rape Club, or even the warden himself was sentenced due to rape and sexual abuse. When we understand that these correctional officers are taking advantage of these prisoners' vulnerability in that position in regards to bringing in contraband for making money on the side, or even for sexual abuse. At the same time, we need to understand there are some instances where there are some consensual, even though legally you cannot consent to these type of matters. But overall, though, in the prison system, there are correctional officers even acting like criminals themselves.
Mm-hmm. And what you have described, Khalil, is something that's systematic. And do you think it's systematic around the country where wardens or deputy wardens may be aware of what's going on and they just turn a blind eye and say, that's just the way things work?
Yeah, and it's another world, you know, and this is a whole cover-up upon a cover-up. These aren't just single issues. It might start with a warden or a captain or a lieutenant overseeing this and maybe looking the other way. And because these actors and these individuals are not calling it out and stopping it, becomes this systematic thing. It becomes like a cancer, and it grows.
And what if anything, did you see when you were there, Khalil?
Yeah, I mean, there were a few instances. Those instances where I was at, though, they were consensual. Unfortunately, they did get busted. It was not legally, they could not consent to that. But you hear stories all the time from federal prisons that there are systematic abuses and even bringing in contraband of this nature.
And do you guys think it should be consensual? I mean, even though it's not forced, but you said, Marcy, if you have power, then it can't really be consensual. It would be rape. Or explain that to us.
Well, absolutely. If someone approaches me and for an intimate relationship or a relationship outside of prison guard and prison offender, right, prison inmate, then I feel obligated because that person has complete control over my life. That officer can say one lie that will take my freedom from me, my possibility at parole, and even get me free world charges. So absolutely, it's intimidating. And as a woman, navigating that can be really tricky. You have to learn how to not make eye contact, how to avoid, how to not go into private places with those officers that make you feel uncomfortable.
So how do you guys, what do you think can be done behind bars to address this problem, these issues that we have seen for decades, hundreds of years now behind bars? Is there anything that can be done?
It's going to require huge oversight, and that calls an overhaul for the correctional officers and their whether they're unions or their institutions. It needs for them to hold each other accountable and create even maybe legislation for that, to create some type of deterrence for these correctional officers. Because without legislation, without an overhaul, I believe this is going to continue to grow.
And Marcy, do you agree legislation would take an oversight? That's what it would take to get this under control?
Absolutely. And in addition to just a change in the prison culture, when we start looking at incarcerated population as people that have made some choices or went down a wrong path and ended up in prison instead of less than, then that's when we're going to start to see change.
All right. Well, we want to thank you both for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored. We value your opinion. Thank you, guys.